Hello children, you're welcome once again to Kampala Baptist Church Children's Time. And if it's your first time to watch these videos, we have these videos showing every single week. You can catch them on the YouTube page for Kampala Baptist Church and on Google Day TV at 1:45 to 2 p.m. So today we are going to start our series on the Christmas story. But before we start on that, I would like us to say a word of prayer, and afterwards we will listen to my friend who is going to tell us what we learned last week. Okay? Father in heaven, we thank you so much for all the boys and girls that are watching today, that Lord, you will teach them your truths, that you will help them understand today's lesson, that they will be able to learn something and apply it to their lives. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.
Hello, children. Well, I'm happy to see you again today. Well, last week we got to learn about how it's important to read the Bibles and pray every day. Well, I'm sure all of us have been doing that and we have enjoyed everything. Yes!
Well, children, we are starting the Christmas story series, like I told you. But before I tell you the story I'm going to tell you today, there's a picture up there on your screens. That picture is of somebody very special to me. That is my grandmother. Now, my grandmother is very old. Imagine, I want you all to imagine that one day my grandmother came to me and told me, Jemimah, I'm going to have a baby. Can you all imagine my reaction? I would be so confused. How? Why? And I'm sure I'd have so many questions. Well, in our story today, that is exactly what happened. Zechariah was a priest and he loved the Lord. He and his wife Elizabeth loved the Lord so much. But do you know what happened? One day, while Zechariah was going on his priestly duties, he entered the temple and he was going to burn incense. An angel of the Lord appeared to him. Zechariah and his wife had been praying for a long time. They were praying to God for a child. And they had grown old and God had not given them children. So in that time when you didn't have children, it was a big deal. So Zechariah is in the temple offering sacrifice to God and burning incense. And an angel of the Lord appears and tells him he was going to have a son. Can you all imagine that with me? How does an old man and an old woman have babies? But this is what happened to Zechariah, and Zechariah first doubted. Zechariah said, no, this can't be. It can't happen. And because of this, the angel of the Lord told Zechariah, you are not going to speak until that child is born. And that child will be called John. His name will be John. Children, Zechariah was going to have a son. And that was something he had prayed for, and now it was going to happen. This teaches us that God hears our prayers. Children, is there something that you want? Is there something that you need? Ask God, because He hears our prayer. We will read our memory verse from 1 John chapter 5, verse 14. And it says, this is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. Now children, Zechariah asked God, and he waited and waited, and he was an old man, but God still answered his prayer. And do you know what happened? Zechariah did not speak for a long time. The time came, his wife Elizabeth became pregnant, and then she had a son. And when she had a son, they came to him and told him, what name should we give your son? And Zechariah wrote down on a tablet that his name was John, just like the angels said. And God truly answered Zechariah's prayer. He answered Zechariah's prayer by giving him a son. And Zechariah was happy. He was filled with joy because the Lord answered his prayer. Children, if there's anything you want to ask the Lord for, I want to remind you today that the Lord hears prayer. And you can ask him anything. If there's something that is burdening you, something that you really, really need, ask the Lord, because he hears our prayer, just like we read in our Bible verse, our memory verse. Children, we are going to keep having these Christmas stories until Christmas Day. Please keep watching on the Kampala Baptist Church YouTube page or on Google TV at 1:45 every Sunday.